All right, what's up, guys? I'm going live. This is the first time since like May, really. And I started a new job and everything's going swell, so that's taken up a lot of my attention and devotion to make sure everything goes well. But here we are. I got my hair cut pretty recently. Um, it's a lot smaller, a lot easier to take care of, a lot shorter, right? But it'll come back. The locks will come back. I had them down past my ears, and then when I pulled on it, it would go like down to my neck. So it was a good 8 or 9 to maybe even 10 in some spots long. Like I could take like a centerpiece and pull it all the way down to my chin. And then when I let go of it and boinged it, it would still be like out of bangs. But it was too much. It was way too much maintenance and care. And I think that my hair is best in between, like right. If I halved it, it would be better. But I wanted to start completely fresh, so that's what I have my haircut for. Some dates that are coming up for my art are, I think December 7th. I'm gonna have a art show of sorts with other Westwood artists in my town, and it's going to be at the Fisher School in Westwood. And I'll be selling t-shirts, and I will have some art displayed, such as small works of art, collage art. But one of the t-shirts I'm definitely going to be selling. So there's other small collage art that will be available just before the holidays. But and then the t-shirts, hold on. Okay. I'm tempted to go live. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go live on Instagram too, just to make things interesting. Okay. Yeah, so these are some t-shirts that will be available, right? So it has my art on it, and then behind it it has the logo, the collage don, right? We have that one's called Wildlife. Yeah, Wildlife. This one is a self-portrait I made for the Bitcoin conference, which chronicles my time there. So that's a self-portrait that will be available. This one I've had for a minute. It's one of my favorites. It's called Free Spirit. Again, the logo's on the back of all these. These are also available right now on my website, but here's my first self-portrait, which is called Dream Resort. It's based off basically me meditating, you know. Um, and then this one. So this is my illustrative side. This is going to be available. So as you could see, it says Gino, right? So I've explained it a billion times, but I'll explain it again. I drew this. I drew this drawing of a famous character in Boston, and now I made stickers. But now this version, he's holding the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I think it's called the Larry O'Brien, and it says Geno season on the bottom. So these will be available for Celtic fans. It says Geno time on the back. And what this is, again, for the uninitiated, anyone who's not a Boston fan, it says Boston wins at home, like all around here, right? Boston wins at home. And when the Boston Celtics win at home, at the end of the game, they show American Bandstand, which was it was like Soul Train's biggest competitor. And it shows a bunch of 70s people dancing, right? And there was a guy who was wearing a shirt that said Gino on it. So everyone goes, Gino, that's not his name. But he was just wearing a shirt called Gino. And when you see Gino on the Jumbotron, that means that the Boston Celtics have won a home game. And so the legend of Gino has grown. And Last year we had our most home wins in forever. So I made a t-shirt, a t-shirt to celebrate it, and I'll be selling that t-shirt December 7th, as well as stickers and just other things. Um, so that's happening. And I wanted to bring it back to basics. I wanted to tell you guys what else has been happening. I've been staring at these collages for a minute, trying to get them into stores and places. So that's good. That's all good. I mean, the art is exceptional. When people see it, they really like it. So that's good. Um, but I want to go back to my basics. I told you, like, collage is really messy, and it's a name, right? It's just a name. It is a way to express my brain and how fascinated I am with everything with my ADD. And so I'm trying to get out of it almost, ironically. Uh, I know this is not what you're expecting to hear. By the way, I think I'm only going to be live for like, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, and then I need to go eat dinner. Speaking of all of this, let me see if I can share this. Share, copy, edit. All right. I'm gonna share this to my Patreon. So Instagram people, this is exclusive. It's only gonna be up for a little bit. I'm gonna erase it later. Manning. I like that, the look of 11/11/2024. Next. What the tomorrow? Hold on, sorry. Just setting some stuff up. Your post is scheduled. All right, so that should be good. But no, of course I just put down an example. Hold up. But you know, I want to do a collection of these of people. So if you're interested for the holiday season, let me know. Like, it's just people, it would be people kind of meditating, and then I would talk with you about what places you want to go in the world, what places you have been, and it would be a good way to get to know somebody, um, and create really, really cool looking art. I would just need to take a photograph of you doing that. And besides that, in terms of just other collage things I want to make, I want to do um, go back to my dreams. I want to do a Quincy Jones collage too, and a Michael Jackson collage, right? Like, I'm getting back to like what is at the core of things I love, and I want to emphasize joy and love and things that I am obsessed with, right? Like, I've been going through this collage of life, being exceptionally fair and welcoming and tolerant, and I don't even know the other words. Like, give me a sec. Like accepting, but I want to get back to what do I really like. And yeah, the Rolling Stones, the Who, you know, but then also, like, it's both. It's like rock and roll and like the best of hip hop. So like what's her name? Lauren Hill, right? I want to do collages of these guys. and they might not be that big, and there might be mixed media, but we'll see. And that too, Jalen Brown was a whole nother thing. So I'm in my mixed media phase. I've done the 100% collage, and I'm in my mixed media phase. So that'll be cool. Murals. I want to do a mural one day. Um, but I do have a project that I've been working on. I told you kind of about it before, and you just stick with me. At first, I know you're gonna be like, I have no idea what this is about, but that's kind of the point. Think creatively. So this right here, this right here is called the major method. What the major method is it's a way for visual learners to remember numbers. So I'm basically like encoding an image for every number that I could turn into a sequence, and then I turn that sequence into a story, and then I could remember all types of things better. Hold up, I'm getting a call decline. Sorry, I'm busy. But yeah, it's a memory technique. It's to improve your memory, and you know, at the core of my artistic my creativity and my passion, I at the core of the Collage Dawn as a brand is this little kernel of truth that I have always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like I've always wanted to create a business where people come to me for expertise. I don't have to really answer to too many people, but I'm helping people. Like I'm helping people, you know? Uh I'm an expert in my field. So so I want to do like a new collection of art, and it would be as of right now, I think it would be called like Memory Palace. And so, yeah, you can see here, I've done these small little drawings, and there's a drawing for 0, there's a drawing for 1, all from 0 all the way up to 9 for single digit numbers, even though 0 is not an integer or whatever you want to call it, or a number. It's still still a symbol that you can use to encode stuff that you're studying. Okay. So each number has a sound associated to it. So 0 is S sounds. So C. So I drew a picture of the C for the S sound, C. 1 is a T sound. Okay, and I didn't make this up. This is again, if you just look up Memory Palace on YouTube, you'll start to figure out, or major memory method, you'll start to find these things. So T is for tie, which is 1. 2 has an N. So I did something new. 3 is M, so I did May. So these are all personalized. These are all catered to me, or tailored to me. And I'm sure you're wondering what I'm wondering. What if zero, literally the word zero starts with a Z? Why don't you make something with a Z there? Because that's not what the major method is. This is something that's made up, like Aristotle made it up, or some guy made it up, right? But because if I did a Z for that, 1 would be a W, a 2 would be T, then you get another T for 3, or maybe a something with a TH sound, F for 4, then 5. You would have a repeat for 5. This just differentiates, like S, you're back to S for 6, even though you kind of did like a Z sound for 0. And 7, 6 and 7 would be S's. 8 and 9. Well, if you do the major method, right? Like there's some repeats with the 6 and 7, and then stuff like that. But this method makes it just I mean it assigns it a lot more vastly. And once you learn it, you know it. So again, zero is S. I'll do it with my eyes closed. Zero is S. T is 1. 2 is N. 3 is M, which is May. 4 is R for ribs, like R sounds. 5 is L for liver. 6, I opened my eyes. 6 is uh, oh, J. Shoot the J. 6, joint. 7 is a K sound, which is cap, like kneecap. 8 is F for femur, and then 9 is B for bottom. And all these associated to different things. So I drew those images. Now, if you start to extend numbers into double digits and triple digits, then you start to create then all those digits have different sounds and you start to create different words. And then you can start to remember those things through images because now the C, like for 0, is interacting with a T for tie, and maybe it's new and shiny, and there's a key that needs to be put in it, right? So if you're not getting it, in general, this is a way to create really wacky, memorable images in your head that you can then associate with numbers. For example, it's a good way to remember phone numbers, passcodes. It's a good way to remember birth dates, um, phone numbers, addresses, yeah, just important dates of time because you know, you extend those things out and they become relevant. So I want to do something like that. Like I want to make really cool looking ones of those, whether they're collage or not, but then extend it out to what I'm studying, right? So I'm killing two birds with one stone because I'm also studying, just other things in life. I love to learn, and that's what collage is for me. It's a way to express what I'm learning. And so I've been looking for magazines, right? I got out of the Memory Palace rant to tell you that I've been looking for really good magazines that are worth studying. I wish that there was a magazine company that would teach me how to speak a different language, but I do have books that are in French or in Spanish, which I'm learning both of, right? Because I work in a job that it would I would benefit greatly. That's such a real world uh, epiphany is when you after you graduate college, you're like, I should learn more languages because I work with people who speak Haitian Creole, which is essentially French, which is what they have told me. Just for anyone who's like, you shouldn't assume that, whatever. Um, and Spanish, right? Um, so I've been writing stuff down, and I've been making like cheat sheets on how to write, how to say certain things, how to pronunciate in different languages. Um, if you go through my sketchbook, right? I'm just going over again to break through all this ranting. I'm trying to express my full creativity, the what's going on in my head. I have ADD, and as you can tell, it's hard to prioritize things with ADD. You're like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But this is exciting. It's okay. I can't change it. I can just get better with it. Uh, hold on. Yeah, I want to sketch some more, but I gotta get back to my dreams. I want to make some cool art from my dreams. That's the other thing. Um, I told you guys I have this book. Okay, hold on. So this is The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity, international bestseller. Um, I'm gonna read a little bit of this tonight. Again, we're going live. We're going for it. We're shooting for the stars. Other books on creativity. I live alone atop a mountain in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My mail arrives over muddy roads as long as they are passable. Today, my mail contained a book. The book held a note which read, "Dear Julia, I used I used your Artist Way tool, and this book is the result. I received the book gladly. Over the past 30 years, I have collected many mementos, books, and other memorabilia, collaging, collecting, paintings, sculptures, earrings, necklaces, and even shoes. My house is filled with what I call Artist Ways trophies, the physical proof that the tools in this book do indeed unlock creativity. Practitioners of the Artist Way also share success stories. Emma Lively, a composer, entered the Artist Way as a highly successful but unfulfilled classical violinist. Working the tools, she encountered a long buried dream. As a youngster, she had planned to write her own music. Growing up in the name of being sensible, she had set this dream aside, learning to play the music of other people, real composers, as she thought of them. The memory of her childhood dream was sharp edged. Wasn't the dream beyond her reach? Shouldn't she be more modest? More satisfied with a conventional career? The pages of her new journal, Morning Pages, a tool you'll soon encounter, mounted up. The memory of her dream became even more acute. Just try, the pages urged. The risk seemed enormous. Who did she think she was? Wasn't she dreaming too big for her britches? Try, try. The pages repeated their dare. And Emma did try, if only to get the pages to hush up. I locked myself in a room with a piano. As soon as I shut the door, I began to hear music. The music Emma heard became a collection of small songs. Next, the pages suggested a story with music to accompany it. Braver now, Emma wrote her first musical. At this writing, her third musical, Bliss, premiered in Seattle to standing ovations and is hopefully a Broadway bound. Um, Emma finds herself writing more music daily. She is now a composer playing her own music and she dared herself to dream. Stories like Emma's are the fruit of using artist way tools. Morning pages lead to expansion. What begins as a risk soon becomes a risk taken. Uh, Only try but a baby step, the pages coax, and the baby steps soon become strides into a new and more exciting world. I've been using the tools in this book for more than 3 decades. When I asked if I still do morning pages, I answer in the affirmative. I still do pages because they still work. At their urging, I have written poems, songs, plays, musicals, and many books. This book has been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I can already tell it's kind of what I need right now. Not because I lack creativity, I need something to tell me where to start. Um yeah, I mean, I have ideas for illustrations and comics and musicals and music. Whew, I do. And I just need something to tell me to go for that. Music or something. Just go for whatever these things are. I have all these ideas. Like these are ideas for collages and words and graffiti and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just yeah. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm not alone in finding them effective. I recently did a book signing, speaking to a crowd of seekers about the magic of morning pages. morning pages. I'm still live on Instagram, even though I might erase it later. A tall man approached the desk where I sat. I want to thank you, the man announced softly. For a quarter century of morning pages, in all that time, I missed only one day, and the day I had quadruple bypass surgery. I I pictured the man recovering in his hospital bed, a journal propped by his side. He now looked the picture of vibrant health. His well-being was palpable. Was that also a, a boon of the pages? No, no arena of our life is immune to their wisdom. With pages in place, we are guided. The hunch, the inkling, gradually becomes a working part of the mind. We know intuitively what to embrace and what to avoid. We become sure footed on a spiritual path, although we may not call it that. Artist ways tools move us to act in our own behalf. They they warn us when our energies are being hijacked, uh, serving others but not ourselves. The energy we have previously expended wishing and hoping others would do things our way becomes our own energy expanded not along fruitful lines. Paradoxically, as we become willing to act on our own behalf, we began to attract support. As we become increasingly clear headed, others are attracted to our clarity. Sometimes this clarity is manifested physically, better posture, brighter eyes. You seem different, friends will remark, and we are different, increasingly true to ourselves. We become original. We are, after all, the origin of our dreams and ideals. And as our values become more clear to ourselves, our value to others increases. True to ourselves, we simultaneously become more true to others. Trusting ourselves, we become trustworthy. I've worked the artist way 4 times. One, yeah, worked one practitioner told me, and each time I've had a major breakthrough, a step at a time. I don't know why that was hard to read. I have been gently led. My career now went from a dream into a reality. Excuse me. Over the years, it has been my privilege to help midwife life changing transformations. I'm thinking now of Victoria, who entered the artist's way as a talented but frustrated actress. Working with the tools, she realized a dream of directing. Stepping out as a leader, she was no longer frustrated. It took two daring, it just took daring, and the tools afforded her that. Morning pages are a loving witness to our growth process. They are a safety net for our dreams. Artist dates are solo adventures taken once weekly that help assure that the world indeed is a benevolent place. Taken together, the two tools are powerful levers for change. For 3 decades now, I have watched the tools at work, moving people from lives of frustration into lives of joy. Pages, one screenwriter declares, I love them. And what's more, I think that they love me. I've written 13 feature films now. Pages do feel like a loving and loyal friend. They gently move us to act on our best interest. They move us from self obsession into self confidence. Artists at heart, we forge lives that are artful. We dare to name ourselves artist and to live the artist's way. Introduction. My own journey, skimming ahead. Spiritual electricity, the basic principles. Yeah, that's what this book is. The artist's way. So I've been an artist my whole life, and it's like, what does that mean to me? It means that I keep on following my curiosity and my dreams. And yeah, now I actually like with a full-time gig, I have more independence and I have a car. I just got a new car, so that's cool. And I just feel like I can attack new dreams. I learned guitar over COVID. Maybe there's a guitar song stuck in my head. I don't know. Maybe I should direct something. Maybe I should, yeah, write a song or be an actor in something or like I don't know. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. I mean, here it says basic principles. Creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. Two, there is an underlying, indwelling creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. Three, we open ourselves to our creativity. We open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us and our lives. I just had an idea where, like, when I go to France, if I drew somebody every day and then I cut that out of my sketchbook, then I made a collage of that, then I could have everybody at this cool party on a canvas, all the people that I meet at the thing, at the residency, and then it would look like one of the tapestries slash murals slash whatever you want to call that's already like in the French house, like in the chateau of it's like people hunting with dogs, and it would be kind of Victorian and romantic, and I want to do a collage of that, and that might be like what stays there. It's just like just all the artists that I met while I was there, and then maybe it makes up like my face. That'd be crazy. We open ourselves. Yeah, we so four. We are ourselves creations. And we, in turn, are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. Five, creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. Yes, I agree. Six, the refusal to be creative is self will and is counter to our true nature. Seven, when we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God. Good orderly direction. Eight, as we open our creative channel to the Creator, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. Nine, it is safe to open ourselves up to greater and greater creativity. 10, our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward our divinity. How to use this book for your creative recovery. I've been an artist my whole life, and recovery is a scary word, but I'll accept it for now. All right. How to use this book for your creative recovery. There are a number of ways to use this book. Most of all, I invite you to use it creatively. This section offers you a sort of roadmap through the process with some specific ideas about how to proceed. Some students have done the course solo, others have formed circles to work through the book together. In the back of the book, you'll find guidelines about being the work in whole. Interesting. Be the work. And about doing the work in groups. No matter which way you choose, the artist way will work for you. First, you may want to glance through the book to get a sense of territory covered. Reading the book through is not the same as using it. Each chapter includes essays, exercises, tasks, and a weekly check in. Don't be daunted by the amount of work it seems to entail. Much of the work is really play, and the course takes little more than 1 hour a day. When I am formally teaching, I suggest students to set a weekly schedule. For example, if you're going to work a Sunday to Sunday week, begin by reading the chapter at the of the week. Reading the chapter of the week on Sunday night. After you've read the chapter, speed right through the exercises. The exercises in each week are critical. So are the morning pages and the artist date. More about these in the next chapter. You probably won't have time to complete all of the other tasks in any given week. Try to do about half. Know that the rest are there for use when you are able to get back to them. In choosing which half of the task to do, use two guidelines. Pick those that appeal to you and those you strongly resist. Leave the more neutral ones for later. Just remember, in choosing, that we often resist what we most need. In all, make a time commitment of about 7 to 10 hours a week, an hour a day, and slightly more if you choose. This modest commitment is using the tools can yield tremendous results within the 12 weeks of the course. The same tools used over a longer period can alter the trajectory of a lifetime. In working with this book, remember that the artist's way is a spiral path. You will circle through some of the issues over and over, each time at a different level. There is no such thing as being done with an artistic life. Frustrations and rewards exist at all levels of the path. Our aim here is to find the trail, establish our footing, and begin to climb. The creative vistas that open will quickly excite you. What to expect? Many of us wish we were more creative. Many of us sense we are more creative, but unable to effectively tap that creativity. Our dreams elude us. Our lives feel somewhat flat. Often we have great ideas, wonderful dreams, but we are unable to actualize them for ourselves. Sometimes we have specific creative longings we would love to be able to fulfill, learning to play the piano, painting, taking an acting class, or writing. Sometimes our goal is more diffuse. Is more diffuse. I don't know what that means. We hunger for what might be called creative living, an expanded sense of creativity in our business lives and sharing with our children, our spouses, our friends. While there are no quick fixes for instant pain-free creativity, creative recovery or discovery is a teachable, trackable, spiritual process. Each of us is complex and highly individual, yet there are common recognizable denominators to the creative recovery process. Working with this process, I see a certain amount of defiance and giddiness in the first few weeks. This entry stage is followed closely by explosive anger in the course's midsection. The anger is followed by grief, then alternating waves of resistance and hope. This peaks and valleys phase is growth becomes a series of expansions and contractions, a birthing process in which students experience intense elation and defensive skepticism. This choppy growth phase is followed by a strong urge to abandon the process and return to life as we know it. In other words, a bargaining period. People are often tempted to abandon the course at this point. I call this a creative U turn, recommitment to the process. Next triggers the free fall of a major ego surrender. Following this, the final phase of the course is characterized by a marked new sense of self marked by increased autonomy, resilience, expectancy, and excitement, as well as by the capacity to make and execute concrete creative plans. If this should, if this sounds like a lot of emotional tumult, 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 It is. When we engage in a creativity recovery, we enter into a withdrawal process from life as we know it. Withdrawal is another way of saying detachment or non-attachment, which is emblematic of consistent work with any meditation practice. In movie terms, we slowly pull focus, lifting up and away from being embedded in our lives until we attain an overview. This overview empowers us to make valid creative choices. This overview empowers us to make valid creative uh, choices. Ugh. Think of it as a journey with difficult, varied, and fascinating terrain. We are moving to higher ground. The fruit of our withdrawal is what we need to understand as a positive process, both painful and exhilarating. Many of us find that we have squandered our own creative energies by investing disproportionately in the lives, hopes, and dreams and plans of others. Their lives have obscured and detoured our own. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm going to wrap it up soon. It's not necessarily anywhere near close, but I've spent a lot of time on this, so I want to keep going. Our personal flexibility increases while our malleability to the whims of others decreases. We experience a heightened sense of autonomy and possibility. Ordinarily, we speak of withdrawal. When we speak of withdrawal, we think of having a substance removed from us. We give up alcohol, drugs, sugar, fats, caffeine, nicotine, and we suffer a withdrawal. It is useful to view creative withdrawal as a little different. We ourselves are the substance we withdraw to, not from, as we pull our overextended and misplaced creative energy back into our own core. It goes on and on and on for a while. Stop telling yourself it's too late. Stop fearing that your family and friends would think you're crazy. It's just telling you to think super creatively. Here are the basic tools. The morning page is explained. And that goes on from page 9 to page 25. The next is recovering a sense of safety. Creative contracts. I think at the end of that page, now contracts. Yeah, this one says this week initiates your creative recovery. You may feel both giddy and defiant, hopeful and skeptical. The readings, tasks, and exercises aim at allowing you to establish a sense of safety, which will enable you to explore your creativity with less fear. So try to read one chapter every week is kind of the gist. And by the time I get to week 11, it says this week we focus on our artistic autonomy. We examine the ongoing ways in which we must nurture and accept ourselves as artists. We explore the behaviors that can strengthen our spiritual base and therefore our creative power. We take a special look at the ways in which success must be handled in order that we not sabotage our freedom. There's a hyphen there, freedom. And that's on page 180. So it's kind of a long book. And yeah, the big headline I see is morning pages, which I think is you wake up and you draw, or you wake up and you write down your dreams, or you wake up and do something. But this is cool. It's cool to think about. I do keep a journal right next to my bed but I haven't had any like wild, vivid dreams. The last thing I had to draw, I drew pretty well for a student. He was in first grade and he said, "Hey, draw like a transformer." So I still got it. I definitely still got it because I did that really quickly. Um, so I could sketch. I've always been good at I can look at something and copy it. I'm good at that. Um, I'm almost I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm too good at it, but it comes naturally to me. Um, and I've become faster and faster at like a first draft or a sketch because I have different techniques and blah blah blah. But I say all of that and I read all that text to remind you that the reason I'm called the collage don is because this is how my brain works. I am right now I'm all over the place and I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's been hard to concentrate and I feel like I've been procrastinating. And I this week I brought it back to like this headline in my head of just, it's just a name, right? Like I'm trying to focus on it's just a name. It's just a way of thinking. Um, and and then third is like this big headline. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to start a business that is successful and I can make money and I could register it as a business and it grows and I just follow my heart. But I forgot for a long time until recently that I want that business to help people. And as cool as like it is to do all these cool little drawings that are colorful and pretty, it's like who is there really helping? I would feel more fulfilled to fill that idea back in because right now my full-time job during the day is helping people in need for sure and I was volunteering for Boston Cares for a while but working at the job I work at now working with adults with disabilities I'm helping people that can't do the most basic of functions and I need to sleep on that tonight and really think about that and meditate on that and absorb it and think about yeah, just who else can I help? Who else is in need? Um, you know, what do we have in common? What things do we all have in common? You know, it's hard. It's hard. I just don't know where to start sometimes. Um, with that being said, I want to look back on my Patreon. So I have my artist journey, which briefly explains some stuff about my sketchbooks and how I got into college. Ooh, was that a okay? I thought that shadow was a spider. Um, I did an update on what was that November October 19th, right after I got my haircut. That's funny. It's just my hair was so long. Oh, and then I did it. And then I did an artist critique on Spore, on Kim Hamborg, and on James Gurney. I did another update. It's like where have I left off? Um, the truth is the contemporary collage magazine submissions. I haven't heard anything back about. I mean, I think those. I did a collage about the Memory Palace, which I still have. I still have it, but I think that would be the one that they would select. The other ones, there's just a lot of negative space, which is like essentially unused space. Uh, and the collage that I developed that says collage is in a good place. but those need to get wrapped up. It's like what needs to happen next, you know? Um, so I need to finish some collage and I need to think about what's gonna be the next one. There's a check-in. Let's see. Da, da, da. Yeah, but yeah, I've been streaming for about 50 minutes now. Um, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel good. I do feel good. I feel like, this right here, this down here, this is my 2025 year-long calendar. So it's the entire year of 2025, like out so you can see it. So I can see that, the 1st of August is on a Friday, and the 1st of September is on a Monday next year, and the 1st of June is on a Sunday, which means that my birthday falls on a Wednesday, right? So like I like that. Like I can see the whole year. And then I like the fact, so that's over there. But I like this thing. Uh you can't see it on my Instagram, so I'm just gonna go back to my poster. But this thing is filled up. And I love this thing. This thing is so cool to think about where I was. I mean, it doesn't show November of last year, but it does show January of 2024. So, 11 months ago, it shows where I was. And it's cool to see. I mean, this was a particularly uh yeah, I've grown a lot in this year. I did a really cool mixed media collage. I did the Boston Celtics won a championship. So I did a collage on my favorite player, who used to be my least favorite player. I'll admit, JB used to drive me nuts, and then he got so good that he was the MVP, and he proved everybody wrong. So I made a collage about him, and everybody loved it. Whoop-de-doo. Still for sale. If you're looking for holiday gifts, it's still for sale. It's about, you know, it's like $2,000 because I spent a lot of money on it. Oh, okay. To my Patreons, you know this. That commission fell through. The one I kept on being like, "Oh, there's commission, there's commission." It fell through. Um, that's all that's really important. So on one hand, like I lost money that I didn't have anyways, right? It's like it was proposed money, but now I'm not gonna have it anyway. So whatever. On one hand, it's like whatever, whatever. But on the other hand, it kind of frees me to think about what do I want to make now, you know? So that's cool. Um, yeah, I started a new job, like a full-time real job. I bought my first car under my name. I love it. It's a Subaru 2019 Outback. And then this weekend, I recently just put in remote start so I can start it when it's cold outside. That was a dream since I was really young. I said the first car I buy, I'm getting remote start, and I did it because I could afford it because I have a full-time job now, and I'm working 2 jobs and I'm doing it, and it's, like, crazy to see all that. I could see all the growth. I can see the days. Like, I have all these little tiny little notes here, and I love it. So I swear by it. I highly recommend anyone do it because, like, you see the collage of life, and, like, you don't have to turn back the calendar pages to see it. You can just like, you can see the 1st of the month right next to the next 1st of the month, and you can see, what happened on this Monday, this Tuesday, this 11/11/11 day, right? The 11th of the 11th of the 11th, of every month. I love it. I love it. Um, what else happened this year? Yeah, no, I made that Gino t-shirt. I did plenty of drawings for my other Instagram account, which is like a digital art account. And then the Collage Don is like mixed media and collage, right? But the one that's like illustration stuff. Um, what else? I still need to do a photo shoot. Yeah, no, I literally I have like a to-do list. Just gotta find it. So that's the other thing. It's like if you made it this far in the video, just know I'm not completely like unmotivated or something. I'm good. I'm good. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really in a good place. I've got good friends and family and support, and I'm finally doing things this year that I didn't think I could, and I'm getting closer to France, and I'm gonna kill France. I can feel it. I mean, I got plenty of time in between now and then to develop something exciting, but or a plan that's exciting or whatever I want. Pin. So I pin that note. Okay, so I need to print pictures. Yeah, no, I'm doing projects for my job all the time. I mean, I'm decorating the room like crazy. I'm always cutting stuff up for the room in my full-time gig, working with adults with disabilities. Um, Next Saturday. I need to write that down on my calendar. Something's coming up. I need to send questions. I need to send some questions to the chateau, um, and order more Gino t-shirts. Website fixes, email this person, that person, stuff like that. Um, and I have some art ideas down here. Uh, I mean, again, just as a review, like I started my entrepreneurship trying to create a clothing company in high school for my senior project. And before that, I made some money making beats for famous rappers, a little bit, enough to be like, that's the coolest thing I've ever freaking heard, and to keep trying to be an entrepreneur. But I was making beats, and then I didn't think there was that much money in it, um, and it was kind of taking up my life, and it just felt more like my brother's calling. And then I started a clothing company, and I realized I had no money to start the clothing company, so I stopped. For those of people that do know, yes, it was fly theory. The sky is the beginning. Don't land is what I always say. Yeah. Um, and now I'm just creating, and now I'm a studio artist. I'm just making like studio art, um, and just making up stuff as it comes along. Uh, so maybe I just need to write more things I really want to do. I want to go to a wine tasting for sure before I go to the Champagne region. I just need to be more educated about wine and stuff. Um, Go to a figure drawing class. I want to go to a figure drawing class. Submit some stuff to magazines. Get into more art shows. Learn how to juggle. Right, these are all things I want to learn how to do. Learn how to play poker, and then speak all these languages. But first is French, and you learn French. Um, yeah, and there's a bunch of stuff on that calendar that's happened. Uh, yeah, like all the drawings I did really cool drawings of Jason Tatum. It's not as branded. The Gino one is particularly contagious. I think that t-shirt will go. The Tatum one's cool, but like it's not like, oh, I know Michael Manning, he made that t-shirt, right? Like Gino has that like logo designed, finished level of a t-shirt that I'm excited about. Um I've been collecting art from artists I like. I got off after November 5th, the election. I got off of Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it, completely off of it. I deleted the app, and I actually reinstated Facebook for the first time in a long time on my phone. Um, Now the key to having Facebook on your phone is you have to turn the notifications off because otherwise Facebook will be like vibrating on your phone forever. But I'm proud of myself. I think for years I haven't had Facebook on my phone, and it is fun to use to meet people and other artists and people around the greater area. Like again, like I haven't been especially social because I couldn't afford to be social, man. And anyone living at home knows what that feels like. But now I can. So I'm looking to meet up with other artists and just make friends again. Like that's really exciting. It feels good. I'm in a good place. Bonjour, mon ami, uh, bonsoir, salut. It says I have 2 minutes remaining on this Instagram live, but if you're on my YouTube, you're getting exclusive access. So rip in peace for Instagram. I'll see you later. But yeah, discard. I was on there long enough. It should tell you how many people. 133 people are live or are actively using it. That's so many people. Um, yeah, I mean, again, the statement of why you're the collage don is because I'm so fascinated with the world, but then it's like I got to bring it back to basics on it. It's like, okay, what can you do about all the stuff that you're so freaking fascinated about, my guy, right? Like you're so fascinated about all the stuff that you can't do stuff about, or do you feel so fascinated or overwhelmed by the world that you feel paralyzed? Like that's what I'm looking for is what are the things that I can do stuff about? Uh, yeah, who can I meet? What can we make together? Now I have my own car. I don't feel what's the word? Kept back, I guess. Cool. Oh, okay, okay. This is what I'll do. I'll show you guys. I have a collection of there's no way you're making it this far in this video, but whatever. I'll try to keep going. I have this thing on Instagram. It's a whole folder of it says collage question mark. And so there's all these cool silhouettes, but there's also these like these images that I like that are like I want to make it. I want to make this into a collage because then people would ask me about this guy and I'd be able to tell them like this guy, that's what this guy does. He does cowboys at sunset, like that's what he does. I like that. I like the texture of that and the hair, right? Hold on. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of things that I was thinking about, vibes, things of that might be worth copying. Um, but again, there I think that it's like when I look at the ocean, I have respect for the ocean, but it's really overwhelming. So should I do what this guy does, which is essentially he just does pretty girls. That's what he does. He does images of pretty girls. Should I do graffiti and words, right? Should I turn these into collages? I feel like I'm gonna do this. I like that idea of a horse swimming in an abyss, whether that's the ocean or a pool, it doesn't I mean, that looks like ocean water to me, but there's something really pretty about that where it's that balance of me, what I've already done, like kinda ocean love of the ocean because I grew up by the ocean, but also a hint of Americana, like I don't know, something about wild horses running is so American. But then you have these textures of feet. I mean, that's what this artist does, right? So cool. So these are possible collage ideas. Here's another horse I love. I love that because it's like enough of a silhouette, but it's also like, I could work with that. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. This is the best one. That's a vibrant. It just has a really good amount of vibrance to it, and I can imagine somebody would buy that. Like there's something it's dreamy. It's dreamy, but it's classic and it's classy. Yeah, I just think somebody might like that. Like I need to do stuff that's dreamy, but I gotta sell these puppies, you know? And yeah, between you and me, guys, one of the struggles of being an artist is not putting your fist through your art because you're staring at it so long while it sits in your room and you knock on a billion cajillion doors and wait for the day that someone goes, "Yeah, sure, you can show your art in my cafe or my art show for a night or here or there." And then that precious day when somebody finally buys it, just waiting and envying other artists that get to experience that feeling. Oh, it's so uh it's insane. I mean, there long story short, there are days where you that are hard to not tear everything apart because you just want it to work. Like you did it and you see it for what it is, but you want others to. Yeah. So now I'm looking at pictures of pretty girls and girls swimming and stuff like that, like kind of like this. I like that idea, but I don't know, something kind of creepy about that too. So it needs to be pretty, but colorful. I don't know. Then you have something like there maybe a hand standing out of the ocean. But that's kind of creepy. It's like, is that somebody drowning? Is that a happy hand? Are they dying? Um, what else? That's a cool picture. Yeah, so there's a lot of photographs here. Um, but it's just about to turn 7 o'clock. So I did this for an hour and 10 minutes. And that was it. That was it. This was the exclusive for my members. If you become a member of any tier, you get access to these. And we can talk and chat and you can meet each other through the chat. But I'm gonna end it here. Rip in peace. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. I hope Thanksgiving is going to go well for you and you see all your family and friends and everyone's safe and healthy. And I appreciate you dearly for your support. So yeah, keep on rocking in the free world and rip in peace and on a smile. Bye.